Hi Gajan, welcome to the MasterCard Cup. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. Let that play on through. We'll put you back in your dress position and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, one of the biggest things I'd like to see you revise is your posture. Right now you got your spine straight, but it's too vertical. Your legs come down and they're very rigid. You then hold your arms out in front of you. And then the club works out to the ball. So if I were going to work on your golf game, and we were going to look at your posture, what we do is we would basically get you to push your tail out and up, push your sternum out, up, and forward. And what that's going to do is just going to increase the angle to your spine. It would also straighten your spine out if there was any curvature to it, but your spine is nice and straight. It's just too tall. We have to get you angled more. From here, we do have to get your legs unlocked. Don't even need you to bend them, but you do need to unlock them. Right now, they're a little too straight. From there, now your arms can hang down off your tilted spine, and then the golf club can work out to the ball. So taking you from this really tall red position and creating these, distribute these angles is very critical because the entire golf swing functions off of this starting axis, okay? And our entire golf swing should rotate upon this spinal tilt right here. Very, very important. Okay, so we're going to see that your golf swing is going to function off an axis that's just it's too tall because that's where you're standing when you start. Alignment looks pretty good. Let's just go ahead and do a little split screen comparison here between you and Jordan Spieth before we get into the golf swing, of which we've got some color-coded lines on the screen to use as a visual reference. We can see with Jordan that his spine is on more of a tilt and his legs are more unlocked. So exactly what I was just talking about. As it pertains to golf swing, let's just sort of take a look at some things that are supposed to happen. We can see here as we draw the golf club back, we want to turn the shoulders, draw the arms and hands back as well as the club. We want to see the club coming back on plane directly along the red line. Also in the early stages of the golf swing, we want to create some wrist hinge into play where we're going to transition the club currently from being below and in front of our hands to getting that club head above and behind our hands, all the while keeping the shaft of the golf club on the red line. From here, we're now going to work the club from red up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we want to have the left arm and the golf club either situated on the yellow line, in between the blue-yellow V zone, or physically up on blue, as we can see with Jordan Spieth. We also want to create full shoulder rotation, and we want to do this about a very stable right leg, all the while maintaining the axis and the posture that we established at address. So I'm going to go ahead at this time and just point this out because I feel this is very important for you. We can see with Jordan that his spine is situated about 55 degrees here. Let's go back down to address. Notice his spine is on the exact same angle that he started on. So we create this rotational movement maintaining that spinal axis. That's why it's very important to establish it at the beginning. With you, we watch you initiate your takeaway. Your hands go outside of the swing plane, taking the golf club, club shaft, and club head out to the right. So you're taking it outside almost like you're trying to pick the golf club up. So one of the things we like to see in your golf swing is when it works on plane, it functions on an arc. An arc is a circle, and a circle moves to the inside, not to the outside and away from your body. So don't be afraid to let your hands and your golf club move inside and around your body when you make a golf swing. So at this point in time, a little concerned, you're going to work your arms probably back into too steep of a position. We can see the club going further outside. Don't see a lot of wrist hinge either occurring. Get a little bit of wrist hinge there. Hopefully the club works behind the hands a bit, so it starts to shallow out, so you're starting to correct that. We also don't see a lot of shoulder rotation. So we're just sort of picking the arms up and no shoulder rotation, and we're not swinging the arms around us. So at this point in time, we're very steep and out in front, and this is going to cause us to attack the ball steep and from what's referred to as over the top and out to in. Let's go ahead and take a look at Jordan Spieth. As we create our transition back in the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left. We want to fire our knees and our hips laterally to the target, unwind our core, and fire our hands. And in doing so, we have to make sure that we're bringing the golf club from the blue-yellow V zone back down on top of red, which is where the club originated. And that's exactly what we can see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club is moving back to being on plane. Also at this stage of the golf swing, I want you to take a look at the relationship between the lead forearm and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. It simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone. This is what's going to allow him to create a lot of power in his golf swing, let alone also his ability to hit the ball straight. As we've already mentioned, the club has returned back to plane, which is a main criteria in producing straight golf shots. So in your case, as you start your downswing with limited turn, hands and arms out in front of you, we're going to watch your hands come over the top, down yellow, and out towards blue. And the golf club will never return back to being on plane. Which we can see right there. So I'll just go ahead and mark the club head, and we'll watch how this club head falls into the ball from too steep and out in front. So if you just go ahead and connect the dots, we can get a very good visual sense as to just how steep that club is coming into the ball. Okay? I really want to pay attention to this area of the golf swing where Snedeker has his club above and behind his hands. That would be approximately this frame right here for you. Let's come back and let's take a look at how steep that golf club is. Okay? So when you look at these positions, you have to understand that when the golf club is on an angle like, let me get rid of that. When the club is on an angle like this coming into the ball, we're going to have a lot of power. When the golf club is on this kind of angle coming into the ball, we're not going to have any power. Okay? So at this point in time, recognizing that your golf club is not coming into the ball from an on-plane position, and as I stated earlier, is what produces straight golf shots in accordance to our alignment, assuming lastly that the club face squares up via having a good grip, we're not going to be able to hit the ball straight. So knowing that the downswing planes are vastly different, let's just go ahead and take a look at the pass of the club. We can see Jordan's club is inside the ball before he makes contact. It expands out and then moves through in a nice natural subtle arc. Your club is stuck outside the ball, dropping down and across to make contact. So that's the path at which your golf club is traveling on. Very simply put, if we square the club face up to the path, the nice thing about that is we're going to hit the ball solid. But we're going to hit the ball solid in the direction of where we're swinging, which is over here. So you're going to miss the fairway to the left. If you happen to over-release the club relative to the path, you're going to impart some right to left spin on the ball, and now we're going to hit some form of a pull draw or a pull hook. If we leave the club face just a little bit open to the path, this is when you get away with things. You sort of block the ball out to the right a little bit. The ball, because the face was open, had a little bit of left-right spin, and you'll be able to fade the ball towards your intended target. If we happen to leave the club face too open relative to the red path, incredibly we can start the ball even further right, considering the fact that we're swinging way left. At that point in time, the club face was massively open, and we're going to hit a major block slice. So the end result of your golf shot is solely dictated based on the timing of the club face. Because the club is attacking from outside, striking the ball and moving to the inside, if we square the face up, it follows red. Under release the club, it follows blue. And if we time it okay, it'll pretty much follow yellow and stay towards the intended target. Last thing I want to look at point of impact is your right foot is flat on the ground. Notice with Jordan Spieth, his right heel's off the ground. Watch the continued activity in his right foot, whereby he gets up on the toe. We can count all the spikes in his shoe. This gets all his weight to his left side. This also allows his hips to square around to face the target, and also allows his shoulders to fully rotate with his hands high and his club back in behind him. Let's watch as you come through the ball what you do, if anything, with your footwork. And we don't. So one of the things you definitely want to learn to incorporate in your golf swing is proper footwork. Learn to just simply come up off your right heel at point of impact, get up on the toe of the right foot, and stand on your left side. That will now coincide with what your upper body wants to do, which is get to a good finish. And that will completely change the aesthetic look and appeal of your golf swing as you come through and make it look a lot better. Anyways, overall, there's some nice athletic qualities with your golf swing. Your hands work well, they come back, they fire through. Your core works okay. You coil a little bit on the way back and through. Your upper body wants to get to a good finish. It's inhibited a bit by your footwork. So learn to create that proper footwork that we were talking about to get you through to a better finish. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, you have to improve your posture, your starting position. Then, when you swing the golf club back, do not be afraid to let your hands, arms, and golf club swing inside and around you with more shoulder turn. That'll automatically make your backswing way better. It will decrease the amount you come over the top here as we're starting our downswing, and definitely reduce the steepness of this attack and this out to in swing plane. So swing your hands, arms, and golf club inside and around you to initiate the takeaway with way more shoulder turn. And that will completely change your downswing. It'll get it closer to plane. And then lastly, incorporate good footwork through to the finish, just to aesthetically make the golf swing look better from point A, the top of your backswing, to point B, the finish. Okay? Anyways, at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects, I'm located at Glen Abbey in Oakville, obviously where the event was held. Be happy to structure a program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide your guests, feel free to reach out. Be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyway, I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video.